Hey everybody, how's it going? It's time for the Friday just after Bill Burr's Thursday just before Friday Monday morning podcast. I'm Joe, of course, as you know. Let's get right into it. First things first, I want to bring something up that I noticed after the Super Bowl. This is going to be for the people that are about my age. I'd say about 40 and younger, roughly. It's for those guys and gals. But I didn't realize my entire high school, college, whatever time, that it was mustard on the beat, not busted on the beat. I always thought the intro was busted on the beat. And sure as shit, I find out after the halftime show that I've been wrong on all the rap and hip hop I've listened to for like 15, 20 years now. So yeah, that's fucking wild. Welcome to the world, Joe. At least I'm paying attention now. But no. So yeah, let's get right in on Bill. That's what this is for, right? Fucking ragging on old what's he call himself, Freckles there. So first thing, he was talking yesterday about people in New York wearing their winter coats, but showing their legs off, showing off their legs. And he was talking about, comparing it to some, I guess there's some guy who can do some breathing technique and swim in like Arctic cold waters and Titanic kind of cold waters and stuff. And it actually reminded me of something that I saw here in Michigan a couple days ago. I was on my way to work, and it's, pretty early in the morning. It's during that, it might be still going on in the Northeast over in like New York, but the snowstorm and the real below zero temperature cold and all that. And so I'm at a gas station getting gas. I'm standing there, in my head I'm cussing the pump out because it's not going fast enough, and it's fucking, 13 below zero. Everything's icy, snowy, you gotta drive slow to work, And this Ford Explorer looking, SUV kind of deal pulls up with two kayaks on top, and the guy goes in the store, grabs a bunch of snacks, and he comes out, gets in, and drives off. And I just want to know, what are you doing with two kayaks? What are you doing with the kayaks? I mean, it's negative 13. All the water around here, anywhere you could kayak, is frozen. So are you gonna put it on the ice? Are you gonna drag it out to that little hole in the middle of the lake that might not be frozen? I mean, I like, the more I think about it, the more my brain goes to like really scary shit. Like, like, this is the last time I'm ever gonna kayak. I don't care. I'm just, like, I don't know what are you thinking? Where are you going? I mean, it's Michigan. Yeah, you can drive far enough. You go to the Great Lakes, but even then, you're going to have to climb across the ice shelf to get your kayak to the water. You're going to be freezing your ass off. And then on top of that, you're going to be freezing your ass off in the water. I mean, if you don't get wet, you're still going to be freezing. It's not going to be really good fishing because it's cold. Like I said, it was like negative something. The high for the whole day was like 10 degrees. And that was, not including any wind chill. So you're out on the water, you got the wind chill, if you got any water. And then you're in a kayak. I mean, you're just sitting there. Like, I just picture, if anything, it's like you're sitting there in your kayak, like I said, in the middle of the lake, in the one spot that's not frozen, or it's, just enough where you could actually float, and people are like ice skating around you. I don't understand. If anybody has any, ideas what the hell you use a kayak for in negative, below zero temperatures, with no liquid, current liquid water within a reasonable driving distance. Like, where the hell are you going, dude? And it wasn't, it wasn't near a highway, so it's not like he's heading down to Florida or something. Speaking of the way I just said Florida, I noticed on my first cast I had a real strong accent. I think I was emulating Burr, and my family's from the Northeast, so the accent comes naturally, And sometimes it'll pop out on a word, like when I said Florida, it kind of made me think of, think of it a little bit, but a friend pointed out that I had a real heavy accent, and it kind of faded after a couple of my casts. And I think it's funny because my dad, my whole life, I didn't notice for a little while, but as I started to grow up, I noticed anytime we would travel back, back home, we say to New York, where he's from and all the family's from, right around like the Hudson River, Jersey, where the ferries cross, Fort Lee, all that area, and then you got Manhattan, obviously, and the boroughs. But no, so every time we'd go up, I was first generation of my family born in Florida, so take Bill's family and move him to Florida before he was born, and that's basically me, obviously a little younger. But so I always wanted to come back north. That's why I'm here, up north now. But point is, fucking every time we'd get on a trip to New York, the closer we got, the more my dad's accent came out. And it's hilarious because, like, on a road trip, so it's like, all right, we leave Tampa Bay and we hit the Georgia border. And all of a sudden you hear, like, oh, I can't wait for a hot dog. And it's just the one word, it's just a hot dog. It's the rest of it's just, a plain, like I don't want to say normal accent. I don't know what normal would be, but it's, it's just it's no accent, or, no real strong accent. And then, so that's Georgia, and we're driving. And then the next, say we get to, south of the Carolinas, and, it's, I'm going to get 2 of these and three of those, Oh, man, I'm so excited to get those, get out of this car and blah, blah, blah. And it gets stronger and stronger. And by the time we're in New York, he's a whole different guy. It's like he went full, like, Jersey Shore, except for without the douchebagness, because he's, he's 60, so obviously he doesn't have that same energy that they had. I mean, he had the energy, but his was in the 80s, so it was more, probably doing coke and fucking partying. I don't know, but yeah, no, every time. And it's funny because, so that's on the drive, and like I was saying, it's no matter what, no matter how we get there, it happens. So on the flights, it's just quicker. That's the only difference, is it's just a little quicker that he gets to the accent. Which, either way, it's still hilarious, because I think it's, in Florida, he lives there. He's lived there for a while. Lived there, my whole life. And you wouldn't really know that he's from anywhere else. He doesn't have a southern accent. Florida doesn't really have that howdy y'all. Well, most of Florida, the area that I was in, doesn't have that howdy y'all kind of accent. But, you would have never known. But you travel with them to the Northeast, and the closer you get to New York, the stronger it gets. Which I think, like I said, that to me is, it's new, but I noticed that with myself. So, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. Another thing on the guy with the kayaks. The city of Detroit, not too far away, but like I said, if you're going to a Great Lake, that'd be the closest one. Be Lake Erie, around the city of Detroit. But they had a huge water main break, and like I said, we're in negative temperatures. I'm sitting here right now looking around at all snow-covered driveway and front yard, cars, everything. So we're still not even out of the cold, like the frozen temperatures yet, and if they had a water main break and it flooded the city, I don't know how much, but it flooded the city and then it froze. And so it's like those pictures of the cars in Florida in the sand after the hurricanes. You got those same pictures now, but of the cars and of the houses in Detroit, but it's just blocks of ice. So that, even like I said, even then you got to get past like a mile or who knows how much ice to get your kayak to the fucking water, dude. Like, where? I just want to know what the idea was. That's all I want to know. What's the idea? Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. So moving on. Bill said he had a new joke that he was trying. And I guess the first time he tried it, it didn't go over so well, or he didn't like how it went. And then, he's got time to do a couple small gigs in like comedy clubs, I guess, while he's in New York. So, he seemed to work it out. He got it worked out to where he likes it. And I thought it was funny because when he said he knew it didn't work the first time, it kind of made me feel like we had something in common, because that's how I feel after every fucking video I make. It's like, well, that didn't work, and I post them anyway because screw it, what's the worst that could happen? Nobody's coming after me. I'm nothing special. I'm average Joe, and I'm just shooting uphill here, trying to claw my way up this raggedy mountain we call the free world, I guess. But no, yeah, he had a new joke, and the joke on that for me is every video is a joke. Every video I make, or every cast I make, is a joke. The whole thing. That's the actual funny part. It's not even what I talk about. It's the fact that I'm even doing it. That I'm even trying it. And then he says he does stand-up because he likes it. And then also, I forget what the other part he said. He's like, I'm neither doing it because I like it, or because he's lonely or something. And, I was just thinking, why don't you just spend time with your family? Like, directly to Bill. I'll talk to you directly to you, buddy. You say the billionaires, like, when is enough enough? I'm not saying, I don't know what your lifestyle is like. I'm not saying that you don't, that you're not in a place where you feel comfortable, but, if you're doing stand-up around the world, like you're going over to the Middle East, you're doing New York, you live in LA, you're away from your family, you're lonely. When's enough if you've already made a couple million, I'm like, just say you made like 3 in the bank, after everything, all the specials, all that, say you got like 3 mil in the bank. What's keeping you from, retiring, so to speak? You want to do your clubs, or you want to do a special here and there, you do your thing, buddy. But if I was your age, I want to spend the time that I can with my family now, and I'm in, the mid-30s. So you got 20 years on me, and, you're still, like full-time in it as a comedian and everything, which I give you credit, man, and I think you're hilarious. So selfishly, I don't want you to stop making jokes. And I wish you'd fucking share some of the jokes that you do in your small clubs, because, I don't get to hear those, and none of the people that, listen to this or go on YouTube, or, the regular people don't get to hear these, all these small comedy club jokes. And, I think about, 300 million of us or whatever in the U.S. can't afford to fly out to whatever city all our favorite comedians are in, and try and catch a small club. And, it really sucks waiting a year or a couple years for one special, even if it is funny. So, yeah, that's a question, not even just for Bill, but for all the, you got money, but you're not a billionaire, but you got enough. Like, when is enough? Like, is your lifestyle so expensive now? Do you got a nanny and you got upkeep on this car, and you bought an expensive house that the taxes are high, and so now you're kind of stuck working your ass off just to keep all the rich crap, or do you have like a modest house, a nice car, but, with the, like I was saying, like, say 3 million in the bank, I could make, that's 300,000 for 10 years, and that's, I think, to me, that's still living good. Comfortably. You're still eating what you want to eat. You're working out. You're spending time with your family. Watching your kids grow up in person instead of over videos or whatever. I'm not telling you how to live your life. You got 20 on me, so you tell me, man. Like I said, you're the professor. I'm the student in the back that's fucking sleeping. So yeah, but I'd take the family time. And on that note, I actually did have somebody comment in on my stuff. And they said you're a corporate sellout now, Bill. Which, I can't say you are or you aren't, but hopefully if you are a corporate sellout and you're just, riding this gravy train all the way around because, Universal or Sony or Disney World or, some big company wants you to do like a Taylor Swift sized comedy tour, then that's all for you, buddy. But if you are a sellout, my question is, with all the stuff we've learned about the recent, people, what what did you have to do? Hopefully you didn't have to do anything too crazy. But yeah, let's see. Moving on here. Bill mentioned he went to Big Boy in the Midwest. Yeah, I actually tried Big Boy for the first time myself. Just recently, because I just moved up here, and yeah, it's decent. It's kind of fast foody or dinery. It's not real special. But on the malt note, I went the same way. I liked shakes, and one day my dad was like, try this chocolate malt. I said, yeah, what's the difference? And he said, it's a shake, but it's got malted milk powder and then whatnot. And I tried it, and it was fucking awesome. And I did the same thing. I went out, I got all the ingredients. I got the ice cream, the milk, the syrup, the blender, the malt powder. I did exactly what you did. And I fucking, oh man, when you said that, that part about the blender looking at you, because you go and work out, you do your rich people shit, and keep your body in shape, be all toned. Me, I go to work, I come home, and I fucking eat. I have a beer, or not a beer, but I have a drink, I eat, I smoke a little, whatever, I relax, because, unfortunately, my job isn't to make people laugh like yours is. I mean, that'd be cool, but it's a little more taxing, not saying you don't deserve it, buddy. You did your job, you put your ears in. But no, I'm the same way. I got the malts, coming left and right, and the sugar spike. I'm riding that roller coaster. You said you like being leveled out. Well, I'm a thrill seeker, so we ride that. We see how high we can go and how far the roller coaster will drop before the G forces knock us out. So. On that note, again, like I always say, hopefully I live long enough to, be your age. I don't have kids yet, and I want kids. I'm kind of, I hate to say it, but it's like I feel like I'm Groundhog Day in Bill almost. Besides the fact that I don't think I'm going to go bald because I got real thick, people that ask, they're always like, what are you mixed with? And I'm like, well, what the fuck do you mean? What am I mixed with? Like, you do ancestry back far enough back. You got everything. I got Native American, I got African, Asia, Europe, Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Northern Africa, Southern Africa, up in Russia, down in, Australia, Pacific Island, I mean, you got a little bit of everything. The world's a melting pot. So, how am I supposed to know why my hair is so fucking coarse and rough and, or why I got one freckle on my left for like front of my finger or some dumb shit like that. Yeah, I don't but yeah, so I'm just riding the there is no health train. I mean, there is, I'm procrastinating and I'm bullshitting. I could do better, but I mean, I'm making excuses for myself. That's it. I like my malts. I'm lonely too. I don't have the family to go back to and the kids or the wife, to excite me. On that note, enjoy your weekend back home, you fucking cunt. Get to enjoy your family. I hope when you walk in, I hope they're just like, oh great, he's back already. Jesus Christ. But no, really, I am. I hope you enjoy it. But no, it's I don't know where I'm going in life. I'm just going. But on that note, I don't have any funny companies that are made up yet. I do have they call it a family dinner, but it's a group of people that are friends here that I know that have like a monthly, semi, quarterly, whatever you want to put it, dinner. I'm going that tonight. It's going to be cool. Everybody's cool. We hang out, have some really fucking weird chats. Hopefully I can get some good notes for my next cast. There's a kid there, one of the kids, from the adults, of course. He's 18 now, and he's in high school, obviously finishing his last year. And I'll tell you what, if anybody taught this kid how to do woodwork, it was fucking Jesus himself, the carpenter Jesus. It sounds stupid, but he brought out a set of pens, and I thought to myself, like, these are gourmet pens, you know? Gourmet's like a food, you know? That's the fat guy in me coming out because I didn't know how to explain it. Like, he made them out of wood. You got a custom wooden pen, you know, like a ballpoint, you know, fancy, nice, you know, it might as well be like the feather quill with the ink dip, like real fancy pen, but it's all wood. It's nice and smooth and rounded how you want it, like the shape you want. No splinters, no bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, and you know, and he's just a kid, so it's kind of excited to pick that up and, like I said, see what kind of crazy stories we get into tonight. But other than that, yeah, I haven't had really much time to come up with any silly company names or, you know, advertisements that don't exist. You know, like rip-offs of real companies, but you know, just joke ones. So none of that. And Bill's cast, and he always does that damn extra cast on Thursdays where it's like fucking 5 years ago. So it has nothing relevant to do with now. Which, you know, I get he's busy. I'm not bitching. I'm just bitching because that doesn't give me anything to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and end that here. We're at Friday the what? 21st. So oh, look at that. Next Friday is the last day of the month. So I get to catch everybody on the last day of the month. We're not in a leap year, so yeah, I got the last day, Bill, the last laugh, the last day. Hardy har fucking har. Other than that, enjoy your weekends. Hope you had a safe, you know, decent week at least. Catch you on Tuesday. Hopefully, Bill's got some, you know, he said he'll be happy and excited because he gets to see his family. So hopefully, we got some good shit to talk about. Maybe have something that can actually make you laugh, you know, but we're working off what he's working off of, and it sounds like we're getting into a grumpy old podcast instead of a comedy podcast, but we'll see where it leads. You know, tomorrow's a new day, and next week's a new week. I'll catch you on Tuesday. Go fuck yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Don't do anything stupid or what I wouldn't do, which is pretty stupid.